Fire is an amazing thing, isn't it? So Toastmasters, for the members, a most welcome guest. Fire is a really amazing thing, but the power that must be treated was caution. 350 years ago, in a back street not far away from here, a single candle laid waste to the entire city of London. Every year in the UK, in the present day, hundreds of people still die of fire-related causes every year. But at the same time, fire has been a boon for mankind. A boon that made civilization possible. So, where does the story begin? Once upon a time, in the deep, balmy African savannah, lightning struck and set some bushes on fire. Men and beasts scurried away from the scenes, apart from one man, one of our ancestors, piqued by curiosity, walked toward the strange orange animal that was in the bush. He didn't really know what to do with it, so he took a wooden stick and started poking it with it. But nothing seemingly happened, and he went away. Until his friend started screaming, because a small part of the orange animal had attached itself to the wooden stick. And thus was fire discovered, purely by accident. Later on, man would learn how to make it itself by rubbing pieces of wood together. And for the first, but not for the last time, fire would literally change man itself. Cooking is something we really take for granted these days. After all, this is just a piece of burger that I put into the oven earlier today. We take it for granted, don't we? But it was made possible by fire. And this simple act of cooking food literally changed man. It turned beasts into men. Cooking food made it a lot easier to digest. So instead of wasting a lot of energy digesting food, this now surplus energy could find its way upwards in the human body and go in your brain where it could be used. While the size of the brain grew, the size of all guts shrank, and they became leaner and more efficient as food became easier to digest. Soon, tool use started to expand, and a beast had become a man. But there is only so much you can do with flint, wood, bones, and wood, really. Our next story started in a similar way, by another campfire, next to some bright stones in an evening. But came the morning, the men were surprised. The stone had melted. And there was a new age. Gold, silver, and most importantly copper were the first metal ever to be smelted, forged into knives, into weapons, into something that could be used by men. And the impact was absolutely astonishing. Agriculture became easier, warfare bloodier, and roving bands of half savages started to congregate in chiefdoms that became kingdoms, and in some cases became empires. Metallurgy became an ever more elaborate art and craft that slowly evolved into a science, the first ever science. Fire turned roving band of half savages into civilized men. But there is only so much what man could do with its beast of burden, its windmill, and its water mills that were powering him along. Millions or even billions of beasts of burdens were toiling the fields and the workshop, But these can only do so much. Another fire-driven transformation was needed to leap into the new age and make the next step. And this was the result. A tube train has got the horsepower of hundreds, if not thousands of horses, beasts of burden, tirelessly putting around trains on a track. But what is an engine in many ways? It is just many ways a device that uses fire to create motion through small explosion, whether directly in a car engine or indirectly in an electric engine, whose electricity just comes from a gigantic carefully controlled bonfire called a power station. This mastery of fire made modern civilization, the age of machinery, possible, and bustling cities sprang as far the eye could see. The seas were conquered and the gateways to the heavens opened. Where does our journey end? Well, the journey is yet to end. As we stand in the dawn of the future, man must always do more. Man must now look to master new kinds of fire, even more powerful. Nuclear fire, nuclear fission, to burn the bare rocks themselves, and nuclear fusion, the power of the sun to transform itself into a race of demigods that will open the stairway to the universe. Mankind must choose life. Mankind must choose playing with fire.